Abiogenesis, the doctrine that living things originated from non-living matters, acquired character, and alienation in fiction and from resulting from a response to environment and it's not heritable. Additivity, the basic from most quantitative inheritance theory and for most breeding efforts. Affinity, the similarity between entities in regard to morphological traits. Albino, an individual characterized by the absence of pigment. Allele, an array of gene possible for certain position on a given chromosomes. Ploidy, ploidy in which sets of chromosomes are derived from different parents generally to close related. Ancestry refers to those members of past generation which are related to a given species by descent. Aneuploidy, a variation of chromosomes number by whole chromosome but less than the entire sets. Anisogamy, a sexual reproduction involving gametes similar in morphology but differing in size. Artificial selection, the result of conscious breeding of plants by man for the goal of improving forest crops. Asexual reproduction, any process of reproduction that does not involve fusion of cell. Backcross breeding, a system of breeding where by recurrent backcross are made of one of the parents of a hybrid accompanied by selection for a species character. Binary fission, a type of reproduction wherein a single-celled organism divides into two theoretically equal parts. Biogenesis, the doctrine that living things originated only from pre-existing living things. Bisexual plant, a plant having both male and female sexual reproductive structure on one individual. Breeding arboretum refers to all selected trees or species established for breeding purposes. Character, an attribute of an organism resulting from interaction of genes with the environment. Character, character displacement, the process of genetic divergence of two or more species when they come into contact. Chromatid pertains to one of the two identical longitudinal halves of a chromosome which shares a common centromere. Chromatin, a nuclear material comprising the chromosome, the DNA protein complex, or nucleoprotein. Cline, a gradual and more or less a continuous change in phenotypic character over the geographical range of a species. Clonal selection, the manner of choosing the best clones in a clonal test for further asexual propagation. And clone, an aggregation of individual plants produced sexually from one sexually produced individual. Conjugation, the transfer of genetic materials, from one bacteria to another when the two compatible cells come in contact with each other. Controlled pollination, the transfer of pollen from known source to productive flower from known and parents. Cultivar, refers to plant type within a particular species that is distinguished by one or more character. Cytogenetics, a study of cellular structures and mechanics associated with genetics. Deoxyribonucleoside, a portion of DNA molecule composed of one deoxyribose molecule plus either a purine or pyrimidine. Deoxyribonucleotide, a portion of DNA molecule composed of one deoxyribose phosphate bonded either a purine or pyrimidine. Dihybrid, an individual heterozygous for two pairs of alleles or a cross between individuals differing into two genes pairs. Direct selection, the manner of choosing the parent on the basis on desirability in the traits under consideration, as choosing the tallest tree to improve growth rate. Dominance, the masking of the action of one allele by that of its alternative allele. Double fertilization, the process in which of each two sperm nuclei from in the pollen tube fuses with the nucleus in the uh, embryo sac. Duplication, a chromosomal aberration in which a segment of the chromosomes bearing specific loci in repeated. Dysgenetics, any effect of situation tends to be harmful to genetics of future generation. Elite tree, a tree verified by appropriate testing as highly superior or desirable for a specified environment or propagation system. Emasculation, the removal of immature male structure to prevent self-pollination or unwanted cross-pollination. Epistasis, the masking of phenotypic effect or either both members of one pair of alleles by a gene of different gene. Eugenic, the process of tending to improve of genetic qualities of future generation. Evolution, the development of a race, species, genus, or the other large group of plants and animals. Expressivity, the degree of manifestation of a genetic character. Family selection, the manner of choosing parents on the basis of average family performance in a progeny test. Fitness, the relative ability of genotype to survive and produce viable and fertile offspring. Gene, the smallest transmissible unit of materials consistently associated with a single primary effect. Genealogy, the study of genetical composition of a plant population in relation to their habitat. General combining ability, the ability of a parent to give superior progeny in combination with several different males. Genetic, a science which deals with cause if resemblance and differences among individuals related to descent. Gene pool, the collective term of all gene of a particular population. Genetic drift, a change of random fluctuational in gene frequency in a population. Genetic gain, an average improvement in a progeny over the mean of the parents. Genetic load, the proportional reduction of in average fitness relative to an optional genotype. Genome, a complete set of chromosomes inherited as a unit from one parent or an entire genotype of an individual.